Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, walking out to your driveway, and stepping inside a brand new zero-emission vehicle that cost you exactly $11,990 out the door. That is significantly cheaper than a decade-old used sedan with 100,000 miles on the odometer and a history of transmission issues. It sounds completely ridiculous, almost like an absolute engineering fantasy, but behind the heavily fortified gates of Giga Texas, the pilot production lines are reportedly running at absolute maximum capacity right now. Fleets of deeply camouflaged, unbadged prototypes are quietly racking up thousands of autonomous testing miles on California highways every single day, targeting a massive, unannounced launch that is sending shockwaves through the entire global financial sector. The real concern keeping legacy automotive executives awake at night isn't how cheaply this vehicle can be manufactured. It is a question of pure corporate survival. If a highly advanced, ultra-reliable vehicle can hit the pavement for under $12,000, how on earth is Detroit or Germany going to justify the $40,000 financial traps they are currently forcing families to finance over 72 agonizing months? The era of the endless car loan is facing an absolute extinction event, and the traditional auto industry is completely unprepared for who gets left behind in the wreckage. To understand how this economic weapon was actually constructed, you have to look directly at a secret manufacturing blueprint that completely throws away over a century of traditional automotive assembly lines. For generations, building a car required stamping dozens of individual metal panels, manually welding them together, and hoping the thousands of tiny bolts didn't start rattling apart after a few years on the road. This new paradigm completely deletes that entire process through a highly controversial method known simply as the unbox system. By utilizing a monstrous 9,000-ton casting press, the entire rear and front structures of the vehicle are stamped out as single, seamless pieces of aerospace-grade aluminum alloy in just under 90 seconds. There are absolutely no weld lines to snap during a high-speed collision, and there are zero bolts to loosen over time. The entire frame acts like the structural hull of a supersonic fighter jet, possessing a staggering tensile strength of 450 megapascals, which is nearly double the structural rigidity of a standard compact commuter car. This allows the vehicle to cut factory floor space requirements by 40% while slashing assembly costs in half, creating a hyper-rigid chassis that feels completely solid whether it has 10 miles or 200,000 miles on the odometer. But that wasn't the whole story. A virtually indestructible chassis is completely useless if the vehicle's brain is constantly terrified of its own shadow, which brings us directly to the single most controversial safety upgrade in modern automotive history. For years, drivers utilizing advanced driver assistance features have been plagued by a terrifying, deeply dangerous phenomenon known as phantom braking, the highly unpredictable moment a vehicle suddenly slams on its brakes at 70 miles per hour because its cameras misidentified a shadow or a road sign. This persistent glitch has caused countless near misses and severely damaged the brand's technological reputation across the globe. To permanently erase this flaw, the upcoming platform is reportedly testing an advanced, highly classified neural network software update that completely overhauls how the vehicle perceives reality. Instead of relying solely on standard optical sensors, the system introduces a revolutionary 3-layer cross-checking matrix that combines 12 high-definition cameras with an upgraded, hyper-accurate millimeter-wave radar and, for the first time on a budget vehicle, a highly advanced short-range LiDAR system embedded directly into the front bumper. Internal testing logs across more than 180,000 kilometers of brutal rush-hour traffic, blinding rainstorms, and chaotic construction zones have reportedly shown a total reduction of false braking incidents down to absolute zero. If these internal metrics hold true for production models, it will completely transform daily bumper-to-bumper commuting from an exhausting, high-stress ordeal into a completely relaxed, automated experience. However, hidden underneath this advanced digital safety shield was a silent, incredibly dangerous mechanical flaw that nearly triggered a massive regulatory nightmare behind closed doors. Independent investigations recently exposed a terrifying trend involving electronic door handles on modern vehicles completely freezing during catastrophic power losses, vehicular fires, or severe rollovers, leaving occupants frantically trapped inside a burning cabin with no obvious way to escape. It is the absolute worst-case scenario that no corporate PR department ever wants to acknowledge, but it is precisely why engineers completely redesigned the entry system for this new platform. While the doors operate seamlessly via electronic touch sensors under normal conditions, a completely isolated, Highly robust stainless steel mechanical override has been meticulously integrated directly into the lower door trim. It requires absolutely zero electrical power to function, allowing a young child or an elderly occupant to easily pull the lever with minimal physical force and escape the vehicle in under 5 seconds during a total electrical blackout. Emergency simulators executed under extreme stress conditions have shown a near-perfect success rate, quietly resolving a hidden design hazard before the first production model ever rolls off the line. The extreme attention to detail didn't stop with the safety mechanisms. It extended directly to the 4 points of contact that actually touch the asphalt. Typically, when an automaker designs an affordable budget vehicle, they cut corners by installing cheap, thin, low-resistance tires that wear out in under 20,000 miles and offer absolutely zero traction in inclement weather. To bypass this entirely, an exclusive corporate partnership has quietly developed a custom 19-inch tire compound infused directly with graphene, a hyper-advanced, ultra-expensive carbon material typically reserved exclusively for $80,000 track supercars. This molecular modification increases tread durability by an astronomical 37%, allowing a single set of rubber to easily clear 100,000 miles of continuous driving before requiring a replacement. The high-tech tread architecture acts like a natural hydroplaning shield, instantly repelling water, slush, and thick mud away from the contact patch, while specialized aerodynamic will covers actively reduce wind drag by 10% to squeeze an extra 30 kilometers of driving range out of every single charge. It is a highly strategic, low-maintenance package engineered to ensure the owner completely forgets the stressful routine of seasonal tire changes. And what happened next would completely redefine the concept of ride quality for the average working-class family. Engineers have successfully adapted a hyperreactive intelligent adaptive suspension system that operates 5 times faster than the highly complex air suspension setups found on elite European luxury sedans. By utilizing real-time data streaming from the forward-facing camera arrays and internal GPS mapping, a localized artificial intelligence brain actively scans the topography of the road 10 meters ahead of the front wheels. The millisecond the system detects an upcoming pothole, a cracked highway joint, or a severe dip in the asphalt, it instantly adjusts the electromagnetic dampers in just 10 milliseconds, softening the suspension right before impact and raising the vehicle body by 5 centimeters. This predictive adjustment reduces cabin vibrations by a staggering 60%, delivering an incredibly smooth, floating ride dynamic that mimics a $75,000 executive vehicle. When you transition onto high-speed interstates, the vehicle automatically lowers its profile to slice through wind resistance, deadening external cabin noise down to a whisper-quiet 64 decibels so you walk away from a 10-hour road trip feeling completely refreshed. This relentless focus on simplicity and engineering efficiency has set the stage for a massive confrontation with the single most profitable wing of the traditional automotive empire, the dealership service department. For decades, traditional car manufacturers have trapped consumers in a relentless, highly expensive cycle of mandatory oil changes, transmission fluid flushes, spark plug replacements, and surprise mechanical failures that result in thousands of dollars in unexpected repair bills every single year. This new vehicle has been systematically engineered to completely starve that predatory ecosystem to death. Over 200 internal diagnostic sensors continuously monitor every vital organ of the machine, feeding raw operational data directly into a localized neural network that predicts component degradation weeks before a failure actually occurs. Instead of waiting for a check engine light to turn on, the vehicle automatically pulls down automated calibration patches overnight via integrated satellite connections, optimization routines that have already saved early adopters billions in collective out-of-pocket expenses. It is a self-healing, self-diagnosing machine that fundamentally removes the human element from basic automotive maintenance. But the final engineering breakthrough is the one that is currently making the global battery supply chain incredibly nervous, because it threatens to permanently end the highly lucrative corporate practice of planned obsolescence. The vast majority of electric vehicles currently gridlocking our highways rely on standard lithium-ion battery packs that begin to degrade severely after 1,500 charging cycles, leaving owners facing a massive $10,000 battery replacement bill after just a few years of ownership. To smash this bottleneck, development teams are in the final stages of validating next-generation sodium-ion and aluminum-ion chemistries that completely eliminate the need for scarce, expensive raw materials. By utilizing an abundant, salt-based ionic gel electrolyte that remains perfectly stable even at blistering temperatures above 250 degrees Celsius, these cells can easily survive up to 5,000 complete charge and discharge cycles before experiencing even a minor drop in performance. When translated into everyday driving habits, this means a standard commuter could easily operate the vehicle for over 40 years, effectively allowing the battery pack to outlast the structural lifespan of the chassis itself. This is an engineering philosophy aimed directly at creating a multi-generational asset, a vehicle so fundamentally durable that your grandchildren could comfortably inherit it with 70% of its original driving range completely intact. What the traditional automotive establishment refuses to say out loud is that an $11,990 price tag represents an absolute declaration of total economic war. This is not a stripped-down, bare-bones economy car missing basic creature comforts just to hit a deceptive marketing number. It is a highly concentrated showcase of aerospace engineering, predictive artificial intelligence safety, and revolutionary battery chemistry packed into a vehicle that costs less than a heavily used, 3-year-old pickup truck. Every single metric and structural detail leaked from the testing lines points to a massive paradigm shift that will completely force legacy car brands to change how they operate or face absolute financial ruin on the open market. I want to hear your absolute raw, unfiltered thoughts down in the comments below. Would you immediately pull the trigger and purchase this vehicle the exact millisecond it hits the market? Or do you believe traditional legacy brands still possess a secret weapon to save themselves from extinction? Smash that subscribe button so you never miss an exclusive operational breakdown. Drop a like on the video, and I will see you all in the very next deep dive.